Right now, at this point in history, the world is the best it's ever been, but we still have a lot of work left to do. Today, we're talking about welfare. I'm Allison Dorsey, and this is Allie's Super Short Show, where we talk about current events and other topics that are close to my heart. If you like this video and want more, make sure to press that red subscribe button. I'm a little bit under the weather, so please excuse my voice. I've got my box of tissues, I've got my cup of tea, so we're gonna power through. Let's get into it. So everyone has heard of the word welfare, but most people don't really know what it is. For one thing, it's not a single program, but actually a menagerie of government, federal, and state-run programs. Everyone has heard of Women, Infant, and Children, aka WIC, or SNAP, stands for Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, aka food stamps. But did you know that Medicare and Social Security fall under the welfare blanket too? So that's what it is. Who are the people who receive it? I want you to take a second and imagine someone who's on welfare. Go ahead, hold that picture in your mind. All right, do you have that picture in mind? You might be thinking of the persistent myth of the welfare queen who's got 12 social security numbers and is taking the American taxpayer for all they're worth. You don't like to talk about race, but you and I both know what color she is. Well, that picture is wrong. In 2012, about 1/5 of US population, or we could say 52.2 million people, received some kind of public assistance every month. Let's break that down by race. You still have that picture in your head, right? Okay. Well, about 1/3 of SNAP recipients were Black, but that number is about equal to the number of whites receiving benefits. If you might have pictured an illegal immigrant, you're wrong still. Illegal aliens are only allowed to receive emergency Medicaid. That means they aren't getting food stamps, and when they pay their income taxes, nothing gets put aside for their Social Security. You might be picturing one of the growing number of drug addicts. You'd be wrong there too. They tried drug screening for food stamps in Tennessee and Florida. Guess what they found? Okay, pause the video, tell me in the comments, what percentage of applicants tested positive for drugs? How many do you think? I'll wait. Okay, you got it? Well, if you guess less than 1%, you're right. If it's not drug addicts and welfare queens and not illegal immigrants, then who is my tax dollars going to? Who are receiving all of these benefits? Well, most benefits go to families with children and the elderly. Don't take my word for it. I put links to all my sources on my blog. You can find the link in the description. Most welfare recipients are people just like you and me. Most are hard workers stuck in dead-end jobs with too high rent and mouths to feed. They aren't playing the system, they're just struggling to support themselves and their families. So now we know who gets them, but what even are the benefits? Well, one of the hallmarks of government assistance is providing just the bare minimum to survive. The average benefit per person for SNAP is a measly $1.50 per meal. Try living on that for a week, hell, even a day. It's all canned meat, rice and beans, and sadness. Once a person is on assistance, it's notoriously difficult to get off. Most states require able-bodied recipients to show proof of looking for work. But once they get that minimum wage job, they're still not making enough to get off of assistance. Walmart is one of America's largest employers. It actively encourages employees to sign up for government assistance. This is why we need a living wage. In what world does it make sense that the government should supplement a private business's payroll? Still, that's not even the worst part. The hardest part of getting off of welfare is the asset limit. All but 8 states have a maximum of savings and property that a person who receives assistance can own. Families receiving temporary assistance to needy families, aka TANF, are limited to about $2,300 on average. Many states are as low as $1,000, and that includes their car. That isn't a lot of money to save for a reliable car to get to work, or a better apartment that's closer to work, and it sure as hell isn't enough to save to go back to school, to get better work. So now I've bummed you out with all of the realities of this bad situation. Don't worry, I'm here to tell you how to fix it. For one thing, we're already moving towards a living minimum wage. That's great, we're doing great. Minimum wage was implemented as the minimum a person could earn to support their family. Unfortunately, it has not grown with the rest of the economy. Yes, rising the minimum wage will raise prices at first, but more than that, it'll put more money back into the economy. What do people do when they don't have to spend every single penny on bills? I'll tell you, they spend it on the stuff they want. They eat out at local restaurants, they buy more goods, they invest into the things that make their lives more fulfilling. And that is good for the economy. Step 2 in fixing the system is to raise or even remove the asset limit. Let the people save enough to move. Let the people save enough to get a car that works. Let the people save enough to go back to school. Let the people save enough money to make their own lives better. It'll make society better as a whole. It's not all bad though. Welfare does help a lot of people, and it is a necessary part of society. Think of it as the weak link philosophy. A society is only as strong as its lowest citizen. We should care for our sick, our poor, our old, our disabled. What is good for the goose is good for the gander, right? What's good for the poorest man in America is good for the rest of America. But those are just my thoughts, my interpretations of the statistics and facts. You're welcome to have a different conclusion and opinion. Tell me your opinion in the comments. What are your ideas on fixing the welfare system? Try to stay civil down there. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Allison Dorsey, and this is Allie's Super Short Show. If you liked this, please subscribe. If you hated this, tell me why. I make videos every Tuesday and Thursday.